What's up, Chris? Now we got Aaron coming in. Let's go! Good morning, guys, or good afternoon. It's good afternoon. It's normally morning my time. We're in East Coast right now, actually. Will's coming in, Steve's in. What's up, guys? I have a special guest for you today. This young man, his name is Tyler Glennon. I wanted to give you guys a real treat because I feel like every single time when I'm talking, you know, it's kind of like your teacher saying the same thing over and over and over again, and it's like you got to hear from somebody else. So I found somebody else that can come and teach you guys too. Come on. Give you guys a new set of lenses. What's up, Ant? I love those shades.
What up?
Let's go. Those are spicy. All right, we got Cole coming in. What's up, Cole? All right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody just so you guys aren't all talking at the same exact time. Okay, cool. If we got anybody else more in, then I'll just keep bringing them in. Anyways, I've got somebody special for you guys here. This guy's name is Tyler. Tyler lived with Andy Elliott and got direct mentorship from him for 6 months. So if you guys think that like I'm psycho and I'm like crazy and jacked up and fired up on success, like this is like a David Goggins story where he got to live with Andy for 6 months. So I wanted to bring him like to this call with you guys because I want to show you what a relentless mindset looks like. So we're going to get into some sales training today, but before we get into that, I want to tell you guys a little bit about who he is, like who we are together and like how we met and how our mindsets have gone to another level. So grab a pen, grab a piece of paper. We're going to be taking a couple different notes. Tyler, introduce yourself to the young men.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? My name is Tyler. I run a financial services company with Andy and Brad Lee, and then I do a bunch of other crazy stuff just because I love winning and I love kicking some butt. So we're going to have some fun today.
Tyler and I are both in a relationship. We're dating. We have not taken the next level of our relationship yet. That's okay. I know how to be very patient. But what's really cool is that Andy, what makes this relationship very special is that Andy built the both of us. He built us into salespeople and he built us to have an amazing relationship and how to have a relentless mindset. So like right now, normally when I'm in an office, I have the Elliott group sign behind me, right? Today we don't. I'm sitting in an Airbnb and we're in Boston and Massachusetts right now. And one of the cool things that I love about doing Zoom calls with you guys is wherever I go, you get to come with me. So in 2 days, Tyler is running an Ironman. Does anybody know what that even consists of? Does anybody even know what that is? Like it's 70 miles and he's gonna do it within 5 hours and he's gonna go pro within 2 years. I'm already calling his shot. He's not even gonna call. I'm gonna call it for him because I know how crazy he is. So check this out. I brought him on this call because it's good for you guys to hear from me, but it's also good for you to hear from different like mindsets and perspectives. So the first thing I want to talk about on this call today is gonna be about people. Okay, we went to IKEA the other day. Do you guys have an IKEA where you're at? They got one of those? Yeah? Okay, all right, so you know it's like a crazy place. Good, Chris, all right, my guy, he's in check. Tyler, we went to IKEA the other day. What did you ask me?
I said if you could change something about this place, what would it be?
And I thought to myself, because I'm like, okay, they got a warehouse upstairs, downstairs, they got their colors, they got everything. What's the one thing that I would change? You know what I said? I said it's the people that I would change inside of this company. I'm gonna tell you the people are gonna change the entire environment. Your culture is gonna change the entire environment. Whether you sell 5 cars today, 1 car today, or 20 cars today, the one thing that is gonna change your company culture is gonna be the people. I said if they had more friendlier people, if they had people that changed their language and made me feel like I was gonna spend like $1 million, if they treated me like I was $1 million, I would wanna go spend $1 million. But sometimes I feel like their employees, they treat me like I'm $1, so I'm only gonna spend $1. Does that everybody get what I'm saying? I'm like, if they just change their shift and their perspective, it would create like, yeah, exactly. Chris says people buy from people, exactly. I don't care about Mr. IKEA. I don't know who Mr. IKEA is. I've never met Mr. IKEA. But like, I know freaking Will at the cash register, and I know Ant that works in the back stock shelf. I know Jay who takes care of the servicing. And if I know those people, that's the people that build inside of the company. So that's people. That's gonna be number one. That's the first thing that we're gonna talk about today. Number 2, I want you guys to write this down, leadership. Not leadership with a P. I wanna talk about leadership and why that word is so important. I'm gonna explain to you what this word means, and you can either write it down in your own words or you can copy it directly from me. But a leadership is the ability and the willingness to take your own initiative to be able to build wealth and personal growth inside of an organization and personally. It's to make sure that a leadership change is actually happening in an organization and personal growth. So most of the times businesses, they just focus on growing their business and making more money. But where they fail to learn is their personal life, their personal relationships. They go home and they treat their wives and their kids like leftovers. We don't do that here, and that's not what we teach about. So there's two different kinds of leaders, okay? There's a competing leader and a completing leader. I'm going to talk about what a competing leader does first and the negative attributes of what a competing leader is. So number one, a competing leader is somebody that has a win-lose mindset. Like, what's going to make me win and rise above, and what's going to allow you to lose because I'm going to get put on a pedestal. Number two, they have a scarcity mindset. So they have limiting beliefs. Their resources are very low. And I want Tyler to tell you about like his vision and what he thinks about for limiting beliefs, because I think people all have them. I mean, I have them. Like, I should be making $1 million a month. I don't know why I even think so small. Go ahead, talk about limiting beliefs.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, guys, we choose the things that we get to view as our limitations. And so for a lot of us, it's just what we're told, right? Like, we just think of what our limitation is based off of the things that we've experienced previously in our life. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's our job to realize that we can control that and we get to decide that. So whatever your goal is, let's just say it's 5 sales a month, it's 10 sales a month, maybe it's 20 sales a month, whatever the case is, like, you get to decide that. So what if you just 2x'd it and then you just worked at solving that issue constantly rather than solving the one that you're trying to solve right now? Like, you would just go to work on solving a new problem. And so for a lot of us, when we're solving these problems, like, there's going to be challenges and adversity and obstacles, right? And people that are successful, their success is directly correlated to the amount of challenges, obstacles, and adversity that they're able to overcome. And so the point is that the things that you're going through are actually bringing you the rewards that you're looking for. 2 examples. If I have someone that same goal, right? Let's say someone's goal is 20 cars a month, another guy's goal is 20 cars a month. Well, person one, let's just say that they're complaining, man, this is tough, you can't do it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make this happen. There's not enough time in the month. Where am I gonna find all those deals? And then person two goes, no, I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna find the deals.
Way.
I'm gonna ask myself, how can I find those deals? And then you find solutions for those things, right? The goal can be the same for everybody, but it's not about the goal, it's about what are you gonna do with the activity to get yourself to the goal? Because the goal is this big. It's the end of the month. It's 1 second of the month that you get to celebrate your win. And then everything else that you're committing to is the 99.08% that makes the goal happen. So realize that you're committing to the 99% of what you have to do. It's the outreaches, it's the calls, it's
doing
the
the hard stuff that nobody wants to do.
And all that stuff. So why not pick something that you're actually proud of rather than just choosing something based off of what somebody else may have told you?
Man, I love you. Is that bad? Is that inappropriate? I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on the Zoom call, but I just said it because that is hot. That is awesome. Dude, one of the coolest things that I love about dating Tyler is when I come home, he's got a freaking self-development or a sales book popped open and he's reading it. I'm like, bam, I'm dating that guy. All right, cool. So a competing leader, another thing that they do is they have single-minded thinking. They only think one way. They only think down this narrow tunnel and they're not creative. They don't think outside of the box. They also exclude others. You guys have that one, like, or in the past you've had like a manager that has had everybody else come, but because they don't like you, they leave you left out. I remember my first dealership, because I was like still new and I wasn't in the popular crew. I wasn't allowed to be included in with everybody else, even though my numbers were better and their numbers were shittier. I'm like, how does that work? I don't understand that. It's because they were a poor leader and they wanted to make poor decisions for themselves. So single-minded thinking and win-lose situation. This is a poor leader. Now I'm going to show you what great examples are of an amazing leader. This is called a completing leader. And the reason why I'm like closing my hands like this is because a completion, you're completing, you're creating it as a whole altogether of an organization and your personal goals. So number one, they've got an abundance mindset thinking. They're thinking bigger picture, longer term. I'm not just somebody that thinks like, oh, how do I sell like 20 cars this month? No, I'm thinking like, where's my brand gonna be at in 5 years of me staying consistent and selling cars every single month? Well, 10 years of selling cars starting at 18 years old, look at where I'm at now. I'm working for the #1 sales trainer in the world because I did the unsexy stuff that nobody else wants to do. I worked in the state of Hawaii where we had a 20% markup on all of our vehicles. Like, that stuff is not easy. Also, we had an internet department, but the salespeople were not allowed to touch the internet leads. So I literally had to stand outside all day long from 9 to 5, 9 to 9, and like catch the fresh ups that were coming in. That was my only opportunity for eating. So like, now that I'm a leader, I've got a bigger abundance mindset thinking based off of my cultural experiences. I also practice shared thinking. Like the Elliott group, our team, we get together for 15 minutes every single day out of the week to come together because Tyler, based off of the things that he's learned based off of mine and somebody else's, when we all come together, together. It's such an important thing for collective minds and creative minds to come together. By the way, including people is so important. It's the healthiest thing that you could do. In fact, that's one of the best leadership traits that you could have, is including other people because they feel a part of your mission. Everybody, by the way, is a leader that's on this call. It doesn't matter if your badge says sales manager or general manager or owner of the store or detail manager. Like, we are all leaders in this call. And probably some of you guys that are on here, like some of you guys are just in this job just to get paid and make a paycheck. And some of you are on here because somebody told you to show up. So you really don't want to be on this call. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to call your shot that you're not going to make it and it's not going to last. Like, I cut my teeth in this industry for 10 years and it has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. For my health, I know about like the financial aspect. I have so much more passion for cars because cars allows us freedom to get to where we want to come and go. So like, you got to change your perspective. You have to shift yourself. Now, I want to talk about more individual work. So we talked about other people. We talked about leadership. I want to talk about you for a second. So me, when I was 18 years old, I was never scared to sell a product. Like, I'm not scared. If somebody tells me no, cool, I'm on to the next one. What are they going to do? Shoot me? Like, okay, good. Like, cause I'm living my life to the fullest. If I go out right now and I go get killed in a car crash, like, I know that I'm playing all my music. So I'm not scared, and I wasn't scared at 18 to sell anything. However, I did doubt myself. I doubted myself, but now I believe in me. So I'm able to leverage frequency. I want everybody to write that down. Frequency. We're out here in an Airbnb right now for 4 days because Tyler's gonna go race for an Ironman. And I'm like, I would not, number one, I wouldn't be dating him if he had a low level of frequency, but I'm just gonna lift up my computer. I'm gonna show you, like, this is Josiah, okay? That's Josiah. All of our media that Tyler and I produce out on our content for our social media, we pay Josiah to do everything. He is like our media person. If Josiah had a low level of frequency, do you think that I would want him being here spending 4 days with us on a trip? Absolutely not. But because he has a high level of frequency and he has such a positive attitude and he's such a contributor with different creative ideas, it makes it so much easier to pay him when he asks for his payment, when the bill is due for us to pay for his content. It's like, yeah, you ruin the value of money for me. In fact, he ruins the value of money for me so much that every single person that I come in contact to, I'm like, if you don't have a content guy, you're stupid. Like, you need to get with Josiah. Okay, so there's two things, like leveraging frequency. Tyler has such a high level of frequency that I'm so attracted to him that's why we're in a relationship together. So if you're trying to figure out like maybe why your dating life isn't working or why you're not selling enough amount of cars, maybe it's because you're not the most interesting person in the room. And that's why I said, I can't think of any other guy that would be reading like a self-development book. There's not very many of them. So there's two different people that are going to be in a working situation. So let's just say Tyler and I are selling cars at our dealership, right? Tyler has to work from 9 to 9 because he's brand new and he doesn't have any skill sets for selling a car. But I have the skill set. You know what's the advantage over Tyler? Tyler's going to have to work from 9 to 9. Anybody else that I've ever worked with since I was 18 selling cars, I can work a quarter of what Tyler would work because of my skill set. My skill set is so good that it's going to outflush him and I'm going to have more free time for me. So Tyler, if Tyler has to work all day long from 9 to 9 because that's all he knows is work and I have skill, I'm just telling you, I'd be working the freaking desk. This is what I did. And I go up to my sales manager and I'd be like, look, if I can sell 2.5 cars, 3 cars by 3 o'clock, can I bounce out? And they're like, yep, as long as you hit your goal, go. And you know why Tyler would have to work till 9 o'clock at night is because I have the skill set and I can outwork him. But both of those things, they will never work if you don't have one word, belief. You have to have belief in yourself. And that's the only way that you're gonna be able to stack up skills and win. So I'm gonna share with you guys like 3 different ways of how I've brainwashed myself to believe in me. And then I'm gonna have Tyler, you guys cool if Tyler shares with you like his belief too, if that's cool? I'm gonna have Tyler share his belief. And I'm actually gonna have Josiah share his level of belief and where he's gotten to right now because he runs his own business. And like, you guys, the cool part about you is everybody supplies all of your tools and your equipment. You didn't have to pay $20,000 for the car that's sitting out there on your lot right now. Somebody else paid for it. Josiah had to pay for all his camera equipment, his drone, his videography, all of his equipment. This stuff isn't for free. So these are the 3 things. I'm gonna share my 3 with you. I'm gonna have Tyler share and then just Josiah share because it's good, again, for you guys to hear from different perspectives. Number 1, I am constantly curious. I'm always asking questions. I'm always putting myself in other people's shoes, right? I'm like observing people's patterns. That's what I love doing. I love watching people's patterns. I'm like, what makes people tick? What makes people feel uncomfortable? If I was in this customer's shoes, like what's the difference? At the Lion's Den, oh, by the way, who won top sales last month? I've been asking about that. Who are the top 3 people that won last month? Somebody's got to know. Oh, William, Kanan, William.
Lee and Canaan.
Willem. I like that name. What's up, Willem? Okay, Willem, Lee, and Kanan. Kanan's on this call, isn't he? Oh, he stepped away. Okay, cool. I made a commitment to you guys last month that we would give you guys some tickets to our Master Coach seminar. Okay, cool, awesome. So, number one, I'm just constantly curious. Number two, I paid for learning. I love that. Chris is like, he's out there selling a car. Okay, so let's just say for an example, like Lee is the top salesperson from last month. I would do whatever it takes to go sit down with Lee, whether that means I gotta go pay for him to go buy him lunch. I'm gonna figure out what he did to get to selling 20 cars, 30 cars, 40 cars, because I want that secret sauce. Why? Because every single time that you're coming into work, you're trading your time for money. And I ain't here to mess around and bullshit. I'm here to get these freaking results so I can take it home and take care of my family. The third thing, I don't have a scarcity mindset. What I mean in that is I don't care what other people believe. I don't care what other people think about me. I am so center focused and I just care about having my own security and what I believe success is. So people may think you're too loud or you're too much or whatever. And I'm like, no, the problem is that you're just not enough. So I know that I'm just constantly scaling, and as long as I'm going at a growth rate, that's all that matters. Okay, Tyler, your turn. Tell them something that's helped you get belief.
So I think that just getting around and being around people that are on the same mission as me. So all right, I'm just gonna give you an example, guys. Honestly, a bunch of you guys were late on this call. You could totally have been with customers or you could totally have not been with customers, but how you show up and how you prepare is how you're gonna get results in your business. So if I'm late, if I'm sloppy, if I'm sarcastic, if I'm joking around, I'm gonna get late, I'm gonna get sloppy, I'm gonna get sarcastic, I'm gonna get joking around results. Just straight up, that's just how it is. The second that I got serious about my life started getting serious with me. My results started getting serious with me. My bank account got serious with me, right? My entire life started to be serious. I started to get serious results, but you can't get serious results if you're fooling around, joking, being sarcastic. And I'm saying this from a place of I don't even get anything out of if you guys perform or not. I just want you guys to win, genuinely. When I got serious, that's when my life changed. And I used to be the guy that used to say stupid sarcastic jokes and just fool around all the time. But when I decided to grow up, I started to get different results. When I started to show up on time, when I was not late anymore, when I was prioritizing, when I was managing my schedule better, I started to get better results. Money's not a problem for me anymore because of the fact that I got serious with my life. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're taking a trip out to Massachusetts right now for 4 days where I don't need to be working and it's totally cool. I got it's all taken care of. And I don't say that to be boastful. I share that with you guys because I'm 25 years old and you guys can have this. I see you guys are young. You guys are younger on this call. You guys can have the same exact thing and you guys can create and design whatever you want in this life. Yeah. But you got to get serious with your life. And that's the message that I want to share with you guys, because I used to be the kid in the back of the classroom, in the back of the group that was snarky, that was joking all the time, that just wanted to fool around, that was just waiting for the weekend because I thought it was cool. And then one day I realized that I was joking myself. I was joking myself right out of the life that I wanted to live. And I realized that I was the reason that I was getting the results in my life that I was, and I wasn't happy with where I was at. And so once I started to make that shift, I found people like Andy. I found people in the personal development space. I found people that I looked up to. And I said, I want to think like that guy thinks. And I want to start to adopt their attitude and their mindset, because success is not like a how-to 1 + 1 = 2 formula. It is literally an attitude. It's a mindset. It's a perspective. It's problem solving, right? So from me to you guys, genuinely, when I saw all you guys, when there was one person on here at the right time, I was just this is
Chris.
you guys could all be doing stuff, but there was 2 other teams on that Selena did calls with this morning.
This is my 4th dealership call of the day.
And everybody else was there on time. And you may have been with a client, but we could all sit here and make excuses. I could say, man, I'm not making the kind of money I want to make because I was too busy. But am I too busy to go after a bigger dream and goal? So from me to you guys, start showing up a little bit better. Get a little bit neater on your schedule. Block off the time. Make it available. Do what you got to do to invest in yourself so you can become the person that has the ability and the capability to get what you want out of life. Because guys, this is your results are no accident. It's going to be at a result of you becoming the person that you need to be. There's a quote, you may have heard it before, it's not by me, but I'm stealing it from somebody. The work that you do works on you more than you work on it. So what that means is that you're the valuable asset. You're the thing that you're building. It's not about the money that you're going to be able to make, because once I become valuable, once I become smart, once I learn the habits and the characteristics and the traits of successful people, then I can just go make as much money as I want because I know what it takes. And so it's not I'm gonna just show up because I gotta get on this call. It's no, I want to show up because she's been able to do exactly what I want to do. She's been able to crush it in in the, I was gonna say financial services, but in automotive. And then there's this other guy that's on there that's gonna make 7 figures this year, and he's 25 years old, and he's doing all this other crazy stuff in his life. And man, I got a chance to learn from these people. Wow, that's crazy. And it's like, dude, people would love to get around the environment that we hold. And like, it's just honestly like, I just want you guys to know the value of what you have getting on a call like this, because for some of you guys, I saw some people, like I got people on my team that do the same thing. They sit there and they smirk because they're messaging someone else on the team and they're making fun of what someone says. Like, this is what my guys do. And I'm like, dude, wake up. Like, get serious about your life. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to win, but I can't make you win. Like, you're on the call, you're at work every day. You might as well get as much as you can out of it to better your own life. That's what all this is for. So like, from me to you guys, like, it's internal, it's not external. You might be chasing money, you might be trying to build a better life, but you're the valuable asset. If you can clean you up, if you can clean your schedule up, if you can clean your mindset up, if you can start developing yourself, like, you'll be able to be the kind of person that makes money. It's not about like, I made money one time and I got lucky because I closed one big deal. It's like, dude, I got the skill sets, the characteristics, the habits, the attitude, the perspective, the problem solving ability to go out and make money, because that's who I am. That's who I've developed myself into. So I want you guys to just get serious, like, and everyone's in a different spot here. Like, you know, some of you guys might be killing it and you might be doing exactly what you want, but if you're on this call, you're probably looking for a little bit more of yourself. And so from me to you, again, I'm telling you guys can do more by changing the way that you think. Success is not, again, it's not a 1 + 1 = 2 formula. It's not like a, hey, if you make this call, like, you're gonna close a deal. It's not that simple. It's an attitude, it's a mindset, it's a perspective, right? So again, I want you guys to be able to adopt that. And this is a recorded call. If I was you guys, I'll be going back in all of these and listening and watching these. Like, Celina spent 10 years in the automotive industry, and she literally went from being a salesperson that wasn't even allowed to get hired at a dealership to being the top salesperson in the state of Hawaii, and then moving up to become a general manager and in the finance department, right? Then you spent time in finance too. Yeah. And she took a dealership that they said was impossible to get above like 30 cars a month, and she took it to like 52. Like, so if you guys want to grow and get better and learn, like, this is a great environment to be able to do that. And by plugging into stuff like this, personal development and other things that are going to help your mind grow, then you're going to be able to become the person that has the opportunity to become successful. It's not like a hack to sell more cars. You got to become the person who can become successful. But you can't become successful if you're not the person who's able to do it. So it's a you thing, it's a me thing. If I can do that, then I can get to where I want to go. And so again, guys, like, get serious about whatever it is that you want. I don't know if it's even money. Like, if you don't care about money, maybe you just want to, you know, work.
Win.
Yeah, or whatever it is. But again, like, I think that if you guys focus on you guys focus on your attitude, what you plug in, what you plug into, and what you're learning and executing on and how you show up every day, like, there's no doubt you're going to become successful. But again, it's a mindset, it's an attitude. So I just hope that helps.
I had the same conversation with my brother. He's 16 years old. I'm like, look, you're going to be dating soon. Do you want to date like a badass chick, a smart chick, a hot chick? Or do you want to date one that's like a dummy, that's fat, that doesn't care about her appearance? No, you want a hot, smart chick. Okay, well then you got to be hot and smart. Like, you got to go lose the weight. You got to go to the gym. Go take care of your health. Start reading self-development books. If you don't do those things, you are, like, whatever you are, you're going to attract that. And I'm like, from my standard and our household standard, like, we're all badasses here. So don't be the one guy that decided to like give up and sell your will to win. So again, just check in with yourself. Ask yourself questions. Okay, Josiah, come here.
Hello.
Share your believability. What?
All right.
Josiah's a badass. We love his content, by the way. If you need a content guy, this is the man. We're preaching to you guys. It's like Sunday. Okay, tell them how you got yourself to believe in you.
So basically, I like to just think back to what I see written on their bathroom mirror. They say success does not come down to what you're building. It comes down to who you're becoming. Just like Tyler was saying, like, you need to align with that person you're trying to become. And the only way to do that is with your actions. Your actions need to align with who you're trying to become. It does not matter how much money you invest in yourself, how much knowledge you consume, because there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is learning something. Wisdom is applying what you learn. So it all comes down to action. And it's not that you have to be taking perfect action, but as you take more and more action, the compound effect of that action is how you start to become those people that you look up to. I can confidently say that you will attract who you are. You will attract who you are. So it's really important that as you go through day-to-day life, you're taking action on things and becoming the person that you want to attract. It wasn't until I started working on myself that I started to attract high-level people like Tyler and Celina. Before that, I felt like I was attracting a lot of people in my life that were dragging me down. You become the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So it's so important to think about, if I was to become the average of the people I'm hanging out with the most, would I be okay with that? And if the answer is no, it just requires some different action steps. It requires you doing some different things than you're used to. And in order to start elevating not just your circle, but to elevate the peak performance that you're capable of and elevating the results that you're getting, it comes down to taking different types of actions. Albert Einstein says insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So it's really important that you guys are on this call, but what's even more important is that you find one thing that you can apply from this call. And that means finding that domino. There's one thing that stood out to you guys today, and I'm all about writing down and taking notes, but I'm also about circling that one thing in your notes that you're gonna take action on, because it doesn't matter how much time you spend at a seminar or on a call like this. If you don't apply something from it, then you just wasted the time. It wasn't worth your time if you're not willing to apply it. It was wasted money, wasted time. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. So what I want you guys to do is I really want you to write down one thing from this call that you're like, I can apply that. That's practical. And if you need to, make it bite-sized, because as you make bite-sized action steps, let's say it's a big action step, how can you make it bite-sized? And those bites will lead to the complete action step over the whole overarching thing. Because if you can do that, that is how successful people get addicted to success. It's scientifically proven that if you can write out a list and actually check things off that list, you become addicted to progress. And that's the goal, is you want to make such tiny action steps that you feel wired, you feel ready to go just by checking these things off the list. And as you do that, you feel way more confident going into harder obstacles and things that you need to get done. So that's what I want to challenge you guys to do, is write down one thing from this call that you can apply. Keep a list of the other things, but keep those out of your view until you apply this one thing first. And if you do that consistently, that's how you're going to end up where you want to be going, and that's how you're going to become the person that you want to be.
Let's go, guys. All right, we're off. We got to go get Tyler checked in with his bike, and we got to go get him like one of those little bib things. Anyways, did everybody get something out of today? Did you guys all learn something? All right, good. Let's go, Jay.
Go apply it.
Go, Aaron.
Go apply it.
Go apply it for the love of God. Come on, let's go. All right, guys, we'll see you next month. Let's go kill it. Bye.
Bye.
Hey Elliott Army, what's going on? Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for watching. If you like that video, you're gonna love this other content. Here's a couple of other videos that are very similar to that one. Let's get it.